15th Street, shots fired at police. Cars used, caution, please, and reply.
It's right there.
Stand by. Car stand by. Second assist, 3715, 115. Shots fired. Shots fired inside.
Give me SWAT ASAP. Long gun ASAP. I got an officer shot. I got an officer shot radio. Alright, so I please SWAT.
Car stand by.
I need one. Oh, radio, listen. Take the window one in. I got an officer shot at this location in the leg.
I just want to say shout out to all my new subscribers and definitely shout out to my day ones. We're going to keep this ball rolling. August 14th, 2019, around 4:30 p.m., the police executed a narcotics search warrant. A member of the unit spotted a black bag being moved from a row home a couple doors down. The sergeant sends Officer Shaun Parker to check it out. As Parker entered the home, a bullet struck the left side of Parker's skull, not far from the crown. Shots were coming from a dark kitchen. An hour before ending my shift, breaking news came across the TV in the waiting room. Shots were fired during the standoff. I find out it's around 15th and Erie in North Philly. That's down the street from a friend of mine, so I give him a call. He tells me it's true. They shut down the block, so I hang up. I finish my shift, I lock the shop up. I get home around 6:30, 6:45. The standoff is still going on. It still haven't ended. I hear that a couple of cops been shot, and Philly is the home of the cop killers. I watched the news closely, seeing that the police were serving a narcotics warrant at the house. That's when Hill opened fire. So I decided to shower and eat, and chill. And after that, it still was going on. And then it was discovered that it was two officers that was trapped upstairs. The shooter flipped the black couch on his side and stuffed it against the stairs, making it impossible for them to leave without putting themselves in harm's way. Each hour passed, another cop wounded. I'm thinking to myself, how many bullets and guns does this guy have? At first, I thought it was multiple people firing. Donald Trump, the president at this time, tweeted, "The shooter, Maurice Hill, shouldn't been on the street with the record he had." He had a 12-page criminal record. Several hours later, the SWAT team came and rescued the two cops that was trapped inside the house. In them same hours, Hill still was throwing shots. I still remember seeing Instagram posts, people in the community rooting for the guy. I guess because years we've seen cops getting away with killing people for nothing. Not saying that all cops are bad, and I'm not saying that it's fair to the cops that was there to protect. And a local daycare and Temple University was shut down, so this guy was going to hear from the judge. 6 officers wounded during this event. Joshua Burkett, 26, took a bullet to his left hand. Then you have Michael Gunter, 32, shot in both arms. And then you have the first officer that was shot, Shaun Parker, 32, grazed wound to the head. You had Nathaniel Harper, 43, gunshot wound to the leg. You had Ryan Waltman, 42, shot in his right hand. And you had Justin Matthews, 31, grazed wound to his left leg. I do remember hearing, while a cop was limping after being shot, some civilians were laughing. I guess it was exciting for some people seeing a guy stand up to the law. But later that day, during the standoff, Hill got on the phone with his lawyer, telling the lawyer that he didn't want to die and he just had a baby 2 days ago. So he asked his lawyer to be on the scene while he surrendered. It was around 11:30 to 12 a.m. when he came out, and he was taken to the hospital for being tear gassed. The cops had a police robot remove cinder blocks from the exterior wall, and it pumped gas inside the house. But it was more than 200 rounds fired from Hill. 5 guns was found inside the house, including the AR-15 he used. His trial was pushed back to September 15th, 2022, and he faces 60 counts of attempted murder. A lot of people want to see this guy go out in a blaze of glory, saying that he should have just went to jail at 4:30, but you know, it's easier said than done. But I was happy to hear that no one lost their lives. There was a daycare that was nearby that they had to shut down, you know, and I could just imagine how the parents felt. There was actually cops carrying babies out of the daycare. And I feel bad for his kids because, you know, they have to grow up without a father in the household. But hey, that's just the decision he made. And hey, I'm the first and only person that's covering this story because I remember where I was at when this happened. If you guys know this person, if this was your brother, if this was your cousin, if that happened in your neighborhood, let me know in the comments. Where were you when this event happened? And if you know any of the police officers, you know, comment. Let me know if you related to any of these guys. And you know, everybody stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Maurice Hill is a career criminal. His street name is Gruff, and his criminal history links him to guns and drugs.
I think it's clear this man should not have been on the streets.
Court records obtained by Action News show Hill has a criminal history dating back to 2001 when the then 18-year-old was arrested for drug dealing. During his arrest, police recovered an AK-47 assault rifle, other weapons, and body armor. An affidavit of probable cause reveals a few years later, he allegedly drove up on a victim on the 2200 block of Hobson and said, "What's good with you?" before opening fire on the victim. He was charged with attempted murder, but pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and was sentenced to 1.5 to 3 years behind bars. But prison apparently did little to reform the drug dealer, who sources say ran corners in Southwest Philadelphia. Soon, federal prosecutors would be onto him, and he pleaded guilty to 2 gun violations and was sentenced to 55 months behind bars.
He had served that sentence. There was also 3 years of supervised release after the sentence was finished. He served that, and so he was not under federal supervision at the time of last night's event.
Progressive District Attorney Larry Krasner, who critics accuse of being soft on crime, held a press conference this afternoon. He praised police efforts last night and said his office had no criminal matters with Hill during Krasner's term, but he stopped short of blaming his predecessors.